Hey folks, I received a video from Barklord. Barklord, thank you for asking me to reply to your video, 10 questions for atheists. Actually, it's 10 questions for atheists. Just to let folks be updated, I'm pretty tired. I've been tutoring basically nonstop for 3 weeks. And this is my last day, and I got just only 4 hours booked, and then I'm done. But I normally like to respond to a video immediately after I see it, because I just got my ideas and my feelings about stuff. Anyway, Barklord, I'm sorry that I'll probably disappoint you here, but I'm really incredibly ignorant about the Bible. Now, I understand that many Christians are incredibly ignorant about other religious texts. They believe the Bible, but they know nothing about all those other religious texts, which I also know nothing about. My approach to lots of stuff is you investigate a little bit and you kind of come to a decision, and when you're pretty clear on that decision, you close the door. You don't lock it, you just close it. And if then someone comes up with some other information, you might decide to open that door again. But as far as I'm concerned, I was raised as an atheist. I don't know shit about the Bible, but that doesn't really stop me from saying I just think it's just a man-made creation. There is no God, and I've got lots of reasons why, but you didn't ask me that. So I'm just going to go through the questions, and I'm not trying to be a pain in the ass here. I'm just going to be honest about what my initial impressions are as I look through these questions. Anyway, the first question, number 1, states that out of all the talking animals in the Bible, is there one in particular whose language is so difficult to learn that it raises serious doubts about the accuracy of its translation into Hebrew, Aramaic, Greek, or Latin? I had no idea that there were talking animals in the Bible. I never heard of that. Cool. That's pretty neat. Number 2, if you answered yes to the above question, which animal is it? Okay, that's a pass, because I just, 3, can you use modern science to prove that this animal's language is impossible to translate into other languages? That's a pass too. 4, how do you explain the fact that God created the world in 7 days and then rested on the next day for a total of 7 days, exactly the same number as the days in the modern week? I don't know, Joseph Campbell said that man doesn't discover his gods, he creates them. So I suppose we created God and we created the 7-day week. Number 5, since God said to not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and Adam and Eve ate from it anyway, how do you explain your position that humans are essentially good? I don't believe that humans are essentially good. If humans have an innate sense of what is right and wrong, why are there so many ethical classes, and why do so many people receive less than perfect grades in them? Well, I believe that human beings do have an innate sense of right and wrong, but it's not an absolute sense. I believe morality is very complex, as I've mentioned in lots of my videos. So what that means is that there's sort of a wiggle room there, but it's not an absolute deal where it's not fixed and it's not completely relative. And so that's why there are differing opinions. Why do people receive less than perfect grades? Well, you can know something on an intuitive level, but on an academic level it can be very different. Along with that variation, I think that explains it nicely. Well, I hope it does. I'm assuming you understood what I'm getting at without going into it in too much detail, because I don't feel like belaboring the point. 7, if Jesus paid the debt for your sins so that many don't go to hell, why is it that so many intelligent people refuse to be Christians? I suppose I really don't know the answer to that. I guess some people don't believe it, that Jesus paid the debt for the sins. And I don't know, with that threat of hell and stuff, if you really believe it, you might, go ahead and be a Christian, but it's a kind of funny reason. if Jesus paid the debt for your sins so that you don't have to go to hell, why is it that so many intelligent people refuse? I guess if they're intelligent, they just don't buy it. I mean, at some level, some people say they believe, but I think a lot of people think, no, I don't believe this stuff, so I can get away with doing stuff because there's not going to be any consequences. That's not very moral. Number 8, since the devil is the grand master of deception, G-M-O-D, wow, I don't think that's in the Bible, but I don't know. Yeah, isn't it true that he could trick all the scientists in the world? Well, if he is the grand master of deception, and if he exists, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, I guess. Number 9. Since the Bible has consistently sold millions of copies every year and has lots of pages in it, is it true that less atheists read it than Christians? I don't know. I would imagine so, but I don't know. So therefore aren't as well informed about the world of God. I would imagine that's true. Like I said, there's lots of other texts that I'm sure Christians are very ignorant of, religious texts, because they keep reading the Bible and they don't read these other texts, the Bhagavad Gita or whatever. But yeah, that would make sense to me, sure. I mean, from my own standpoint, it's definitely true. Of course, there's some people on YouTube that are atheists that know way lots about the Bible. I mean, they just get really into it, which is cool. I'm not into it, though. I like science, basically. It's more fun. Okay, number 10. Since Enoch was translated into heaven by his faith, why do you think it's impossible to understand donkeys? I have no idea. I don't know what that's all about. I'm sorry if I was an ass, but that's it. Got to go back to tutoring and then some R&R. Take care.